It's 8:01. We are going to record to the cloud and awesome. All right. Happy Tech Tuesday, guys. How's it going? All right. Everybody ready for this? All right. Today, we are going to be talking about real marketing. And I actually learned about this super cool program slash company from EXP Luxury. So, how we try to get in front of people as much as we can, through Facebook ads, right? Through emails, through social media. We also need to be in their mailbox, right? Not just giving them recipes. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to spend postage on sending someone a recipe. What they want is what the heck is going on in this crazy market and what's going on in my neighborhood, right? So if you could be that amazing agent giving that value, you should be. So anyway, so Alvin Newton, I met him a couple times now on EXP Luxury and then at EXP Con, and their product is so amazing and beautiful. I am all about things that have soft touch, right? So when I saw his product live at EXPCon, I was even more excited, even though I already signed up. But yeah, they're just really nice. He's going to talk about it. They have a bunch of super cool techie stuff that will lead right back to your website too. So I'm going to turn it over to him and let him go over all the good stuff.
Awesome. Thanks, Wendy. How's everybody doing today? You guys all ready for Thanksgiving?
Oh my gosh.
Coming up, right? Coming up on
Pie week.
a couple of days. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and share my screen here with you guys. So bear with me here a second. Just let me know everybody can see that.
Yeah,
Dominate any neighborhood anywhere. Perfect. So I'm just going to go through the slide presentation with you. It's quick, it's short, it's sweet, it's very simple, and it's to the point, right? So as Wendy had mentioned, what we specialize in is direct mail marketing. Our owner actually started this company about 28 years ago in Boca Raton, Florida, and he moved it to San Diego about 17, 18 years ago. I've actually been with the company for 13 years. And I'm also an active real estate realtor as well. So I'm going to get into this with you guys here right now. Let me just go to there you go. All right. So the first question that I always like to ask, especially since we're at the end of 2023, did you get your fair share of listings? Do you guys all feel like you got your fair share of listings in 2023? Right. Okay. So the next question is, how do you get listings right now? Now, I know most of the people that I talk to, me included, I get most of my listings through referrals, right? Like my sphere of influence. And then I also get them through what I like to call my unmet database. And my unmet database would be the people that I farm to or that my clients farm to, right? That's typically how we get listings today. Would you guys all agree with that? Thumbs up. Right on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Perfect. And then what I'm going to talk about today is, discover how to get more sellers to list with you, right? That's what we want. I mean, I know I don't mind working with buyers, but the last thing I want to do, especially right now during the holidays, is put somebody in the backseat of my car or go meet them at like 25 houses to show them, right? I would much rather have the listings, but I will not turn down a buyer as well, and I'm sure you guys won't either. So let's go there. So the number one thing is farming that we're going to talk about today. And then we're also going to talk about personal sphere, which equals obviously more listings. So here's a great fact for you guys. 67% of your sellers will become your buyer, right? So if you have 3 listings, chances are 2 of those people will also become your buyer. Now, I'm in California. I'm in San Diego, California. So that percentage is actually a little bit less just because a lot of people that currently live in San Diego are leaving us, right? They're moving to other states. However, for every every seller that leaves, like for every one seller that leaves, there's like 7 that are actually moving here. So it's a little crazy, I know, but a lot of people are moving, from California, like Colorado, they're moving to Arizona. So there's a lot of different places they're moving to, but this is a great fact, okay? So farming and why it works if done correctly, that's the key word, guys, correctly, right? And what I'm going to talk about right now is how to become the neighborhood expert. Actually, just a hands up or a thumbs up. How many of you guys have farmed before or are currently farming now? Perfect. All right. We know Wendy is. All right. So what I'm going to talk about first is what we call is our monthly market report. And again, guys, this is everything that we specialize in is direct mail or print marketing. Okay, that's what we specialize in, and we will dive into some tech side of it here a little bit later on down the road. Okay, so this monthly market report is printed, just so you can visualize this, it's printed on an 11 by 17 sheet of paper, folded in half to create a 4-page market report. And it's printed on 100-pound semi-gloss paper, so it's very thick, very sturdy paper, okay? So just to get started here, so the whole idea is that you should have a neighborhood and or an area that you want to target, that you want to farm to. So an example is, this is a neighborhood in Arizona. I believe this is somewhere in the Phoenix, Arizona area. And this neighborhood is Tremonto. So very simple, right? We have the name of the neighborhood, which says Tremonto. We have a picture or pictures that represent Tremonto. The whole idea with the picture on the cover is so when the homeowner gets this piece in the mail, they recognize that picture is where they live, all right? Now also notice it says prepared especially for homeowner name here. Obviously, this is an example, but this will actually say prepared especially for Alvin and Sherry Newton. Okay, so it's personalized with the homeowner's name on it, all right? So this is the inside left page. So when they open it up, this is the first thing they see on the inside left. They see your information at the top with a call to action right below it. And then we also have the data on the community. So we have the active, pending, and sold data, all right? And we get this data too, by the way, all of this data, because this question is always asked, where do you guys get your data from? 99.9% of the time, all of the data that we get is directly from the MLS. So we do have MLS access across the US. Now, there are some areas that we don't. And if you happen to fall into one of those areas, we can talk to you about how we can get data for your area, okay? But most places, I mean, I've been here 13 years, and that very rarely comes up. So most places we do have access to the MLS, and we're able to get this data pretty easily, all right? So here's the inside right. We have a Google map that shows the active, pending, and sold in different colored pin drops. And then at the top of the piece, the upper right-hand corner, again, notice it says, Dear Future Friends and Neighbors. This will say, Dear Alvin and Sherry Newton, we serve the most accurate assessment of your home's value, so on and so on. So this is a call to action that you can put there. Now, what's really cool about that upper right-hand corner, you can put whatever call to action you want there. And we will talk about the QR code a little bit later here in this presentation, all right? But again, this is a really cool fact. You can drive them to a website, a landing page, a YouTube, maybe a YouTube video, wherever you want to drive them to, okay? And then here's the back of the page. We have charts and graphs, right? So we have all of these charts and graphs. We also have a personalized call to action down at the bottom of the page. So this market report that we're looking at is what we call our automated market report. Now we have 3 different types of market reports. So my next slide will talk about that. So we have the automated market report, which is the one that I just showed you guys. This is our most popular market report. And the reason why is because in the beginning, what happens is you guys will actually work with the designer to design your first piece, right? To get the look, the feel, the color scheme, the branding, all of those things that you want on the piece. Once you approve the first piece, then it gets printed and mailed to the neighborhood. Every month after that, you guys literally actually cannot do anything. We go in, we update the data, we update the Google map, we update charts and graphs. We may put a relevant message for that time of year or month on the piece, and then we just print it, mail it to the neighborhood. You guys get an email every month letting you know that the piece has been mailed, but you will also receive a hard copy in your mailbox every month as well. Okay, so the automated is really a set it and forget it piece, and that's why, you know, probably 90% of my clients do the automated, because it's one less thing that they have to worry about every month in doing. Okay, and then the next one is our hybrid market report. Now, this one is based off of the automated market report. The only difference with this one is that on the back of the piece, there's a box reserved for you to add any information you want to add to it every month. So like if you have a new listing in the neighborhood, you have a property you just sold, or maybe you're sponsoring a food drive during the holidays and you want to put that on your piece, then what happens is your designer reaches out to you every month and they ask you if there's anything you want to add to that back box. You let them know, you send them assets, you send them content. They update the back box, they send you a PDF, you approve it, then we print it and mail it. So as you can see, the hybrid requires a little bit more of your correspondence, right, in order to get that piece out, whereas the automated just gets updated, printed, and mailed. And then we have a full-blown custom market report, which basically you guys can do to it whatever you want to do to it every month. And that piece you also have to approve before we print it and mail to the neighborhood. Okay. Now, I just want to ask really quick, since we just went through the market report, I mean, are there any questions maybe in the chat or anything that I could maybe answer really quick about that?
Nothing yet. Herb said that someone uses this as a rental prop. Herb, you want to elaborate?
Yeah, you know, it's I got to tell you guys, I get this at one of my rental props, and so and I always go like, man, this agent is really kicking it and actually does quite a lot of business, and I'm always very impressed with this. So it's like, and here it is. This is it, guys.
Now you know where it came from.
Now I know.
Love it. I love it. All right, cool. So we'll go on to the next slide here. So that was the automated market reports, and I'm going to have more examples to show you guys towards the end here, because I apologize. The one in my slideshow is like from 2020, I think. It's an old one. So we've definitely updated our designs. We're always, you know, updating designs, features, things of that nature. Okay. So we also offer what we call an APC, which it's an automated market report printed on a 5.5 by 11, a two-sided postcard, basically is what it is. Okay. And the reason why we created this piece is because we understand, you know, this type of marketing can be expensive. And there are some people maybe in some areas where their price points are much lower. I mean, I'm in San Diego, so it's like just your average home is like 1.5. That's not even luxury. That's just your average zero lot line home. Okay. So it really just depends on your price point. And this is a great piece, because this piece right here, you guys, is 85 cents per piece, all in. That includes postage. All right. So, I mean, you could do like 300 homes for under $300 every single month. You could be touching them with this piece. And again, we do this and we promote it, and we, you know, we do believe in postcards, but I have to tell you, as a homeowner, when you go to your mailbox and you pull a postcard out, what is going to stand out more to you, a 5.5, 11 by a postcard, or 11 by 17 4-page market report, right? Because I don't know about you, but I get postcards every day in my mailbox. I get them from the dentist on, you know, how to whiten my teeth. I get them from the gardener. I get them from everybody. So I just kind of glance at them and toss them. But if I get something that folds in half that I have to open up, I'm definitely going to look at it. Even if I'm going to throw it away, I'm going to look at it before I throw it away. Okay. So those are just things to think about. But this is another way for you to get into a farm area, you know, at a less expensive cost per month. All right.
Hey, Al, I gotta, sorry to interrupt you, but I totally agree with that 1,000%. And so I know the bigger piece is more expensive, but yeah, what you get, the bang for the buck that you get for it's probably pretty good. Do you have to do like a zip +4, or can you have, like, I have people all over the place, so can you do that too?
Yeah, that's a great question. So basically the way that we do this, guys, is we actually go in. So first of all, we do offer exclusivity to an area. So what we do is we go in, we polygon the area that you want to mail to, like your neighborhood or your area. That's where we get the number count of the homes, and that's where we pull the addresses from. For what you're talking about, I have different ways of doing that. We could always talk about that a little bit later, but like we don't do what do you call it? I'm trying to think of the word. So our mailing process is sorted bulk. That's how we mail, sorted bulk mail. What's the one I'm thinking of that that you
Like
do it by
every door direct
every
neighborhood?
door direct? We don't do every door direct. No. Okay. But
But they do have SOI, so they have recourse.
Yes, yeah.
SOI, so.
And I'm going to get to that here in a second. All right. Maybe that'll answer your question. We don't need to go through this. This is a good one though. So this is somebody 4 years with real marketing. As you can see, his return on investment. Year one, 924% for every dollar spent. Steve received $9.24 back, right? Because here's the thing: if you start out with the minimum number of homes for the automated market report, which is 300 homes, is the minimum number of homes to start with, you're going to spend right around $477 a month. So at $477 a month, you're looking at an annual investment of $5,700. All you guys need is one listing in your first year, and you've just like tripled your investment, right? Just off of one listing. So it's huge, but you got to look at the long term. You have to look at this long term. I tell everybody and all my new clients, when you start a farm, it's a long-term investment. This is not a magic bullet. It's not a quick fix for $49.95, right? It's a long-term investment. And when I work with new clients, I tell them, look, if you're going to start a farm, your farm area should be an area that you're passionate about and that you're committed to for the rest of your real estate career, because that's what farming is. You just don't try it, see if it works, and then if it doesn't, you move on to the next best shiny object, right? Another stat I'll give you guys really quick before I move on, since I'm on that subject. We looked at data from our clients that have been with us for over 3 years. Okay, this is over 3 years that are doing over 900 homes a month. All right, 78% of those people had between 20 and 30% market share of their community by year 3. All right. And I also want to point out, this is a monthly mailer, guys. It's not a bi-monthly, it's not a quarterly, it's a monthly mailer. When you're farming to a neighborhood, you have to be touching them monthly. In my opinion, you should be touching them more than once per month, but it's at least, you should be touching them at least every single month with the marketing piece, okay?
Can you
Go
talk about predictive marketing? Mahmood was asking about it, and I remember you told us, like, that the places that say, oh, we think these people are going to be more apt to sell than these people, and like I think you're missing
for sure
so many people when you do that, because
yeah. So predictive analytics, right? Predictive analytics, we are 100% against predictive analytics. And it's not because as a company, we're trying to make more money because we want to sell you more homes. At the end of the day, you guys, if we, there are companies out there that will go in and tell you, okay, there's 3,000 homes in this neighborhood, right? Out of those 3,000 homes, there's 322 that are most likely to sell. And that's who you should be targeting. Okay, so what they're doing, guys, is they're taking farming and trying to make it a magic bullet, right? Because if you're touching only 322 homes out of 3,000, you're going to call me and say this doesn't work. And I'm going to look at the data and say, well, it's because you're not mailing to every single home in the neighborhood, first and foremost. And secondly, if you go with one of those companies, what happens next year when that algorithm changes, right? So some of those people that you're mailing to, those 322 people you're mailing to this year, you will not be mailing to next year, and you'll be starting over and mailing to other homes because they fall into their predictive analytics algorithm, right? So my theory on this is, or my philosophy on this is, that I don't care if that homeowner just bought their home yesterday, you should be mailing to that homeowner. And here's why. Okay, summertime's coming up. They're going to have a housewarming party, invite all their friends and family over for a housewarming. And their friends are going to come over and they're going to say, oh my God, we love your house. Yeah, me and Sally have been thinking about buying a home, would like to live in this neighborhood. And that person's going to be like, oh my God, I've been getting this piece from this agent for like the last 5 months. You should give them a call. They can help you out. So now you can get a referral off of it. But most importantly, as I mentioned earlier, this is a long-term investment. That person that just bought their home last year, 5 years from now, might decide to sell. If they've been getting your piece from you for the last 5 years, who do you think they're going to call to list their home? Right. So you have to look at the whole picture. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yep, I love
All
that.
right, perfect.
I have a quick
So,
question.
yeah.
I have a quick question. So when you do the mailings out, so you mail it to the home, you don't mail it to the home owner. So if the home might be a rental, it still goes to that home, correct?
That's a great question. So we actually give you the option to mail to what we call the mailing address or the site address. 99% of all of my clients mail to the home address, which is where the homeowner actually lives. So if I own a home in your farm and I live in San Diego, your piece would come to me in San Diego because I'm the homeowner, right? I have a renter in there. Maybe I've been renting that property out for the last 6-7 years. I'm tired of renting it. I want to make a profit on my investment and I'm ready to sell it. It's a no-brainer. I'm going to call you, right? So does that answer your question?
Yep.
Okay. So again, guys, one agent per farm. We offer exclusivity per farm area. Okay. All right. Does anybody else right now have any other questions on the farming, the actual farming? We can always get to it at the end too. All right. So first, go ahead.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Okay.
There's one. I was under the impression that we can't send out sold information in Texas, which I have heard that because it's a non-disclosure state. How do you guys deal with Texas?
That's a great question. So we actually know that. And so when we pull data, I have actually a ton of business in Texas, especially the Dallas area, Dallas, Fort Worth, in that area, South Lake. So what we do when we pull the data, we still have a sold column where the data, but we don't show the sold price. We just show the list price. And then in the, down below in the information, we might put something like all homes sell at 99.9% of list price or 105% over list price or whatever content you want us to put there. But yes, so we definitely do not show the sold data in Texas. We just show the list price. And we do follow all MLS rules across all states.
Awesome.
All right.
All right.
All right, guys. So why personal sphere is so important. So again, as you can see here, here's an example of a personal sphere piece. This is printed again on an 11x17 sheet of paper, folded in half to create 4 pages. All right. So here's a great fact right here. 36% of sellers found their agent through referral by friends or family, and 27% used the agent they previously worked with. 73% of sellers would use the same agent again if they could remember who they were. All right. I have one of my colleagues, one of the designers that works here, Holly. She works in our new design department. She literally told me that she just bought a house about 1.5 years ago. She says she has not heard from the agent that sold her that house one time in over 1.5 years. And she literally said, I actually have a hard time remember his name. She had to look him up, right? So it's true. I mean, what happens is we get caught in a rut and maybe we're not touching our sphere of influence as much as we should be, right? In a piece like this, let me see what the next slide is. So a piece like this, what this is going to do is it's going to remind your sphere of influence, friends, family, neighbors, past clients, hey, look, I still sell real estate. Okay. So the sphere of influence, I thought I had a slide more about it, but I'll briefly describe it to you guys. So the sphere of influence is more general. Okay. If Wendy doesn't mind, I'm gonna show an example of mine. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, let me find it here.
Nobody look at the company he's with.
Is everybody on here EXP?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I know. I get a lot of shit for it.
Yeah, he's at an EXP event and he's from Rail. Wearing his protective vest.
Okay, but I work for Real Marketing. My real estate business is separate. So
I know.
I know.
No judgment.
I know you're just kidding.
John wants to know if because they're in Florida and they have a lot of Canadian homeowners. Do you guys mail out to Canada?
Yeah, we do mail to Canada. Absolutely. So we mail to every state in the US and Canada.
Perfect.
We actually have a ton of clients in Canada, right? Trying to find this here. I just want to show mine because it's newer and it looks a little bit better than the one that's on the screen here. Listen to me, it looks better because it's mine, right?
Oh my gosh. French and English, can you do it in French or just English?
No, we just do it in English. We just do it in English. Let me drag this over and see if you guys can see this. Can you guys see that?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So here's the whole idea with the sphere piece, right? So basically what we have here is I call my piece North County, San Diego. I have a picture. This is Encinitas Coastal right here. So I have a picture that represents North County, San Diego. And then over here where it says 3 key factors for more successful home sales, this is the back of the piece. Now here on the back, like last month, I actually put a listing on here. So you could like put a listing on here or a property that you sold, because the sphere of influence piece is a custom piece, right? It's different than automated. It's going to be custom. So you can put whatever you want on the back there, okay? And then when we scroll down, this is the inside left. So there's my information with the personalized call to action. And then again, here's some more verbiage, housing market updates delivered to your door. I think this was my first one I mailed out. So it's kind of introducing me as their agent again. And then the most important part though, that I like here is the data. So with the sphere of influence, the way that I wanted my data laid out, and you guys can have a little bit more control over this too in the beginning if you want, but I wanted to show single family homes and I wanted to show condos and townhomes. And the reason for that is because a lot of my sphere family friends, some of them live in condos and townhomes. So I'm showing data for all of North County, San Diego. Okay. So here's the big question that I get all the time. Well, I have, my spheres all over the city, or they're in different states or whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter, you guys. I have people that I mail this to that live in San Clemente. I have people that live in Chula Vista. I have people that live in East County, San Diego, but a majority of my sphere live in North County, San Diego. Again, the whole idea behind this piece is to remind them that Alvin still sells real estate. That's the most important part, right? And I'm touching them every month with valuable information, okay? So I'll get rid of my piece now.
I love it.
Does that make sense to everybody?
I went to in Las Vegas.
Yeah. So I guess is where I'm going with this is with the sphere piece. You don't have to worry so much about, well, I have people that live everywhere. Just create a general piece, give them general information, and show off that new listing on your piece. Show off that property that you just sold. Maybe have a specific message that particular month that you want to touch them with. Okay. Here's the really cool thing, you guys, about the sphere of influence. All right. If you guys do anything at all, like if you say, well, the market report, maybe I can't really afford to do that right now. If you do anything, you should do the sphere of influence piece. And here's why. The minimum number of homes that you can mail that sphere of influence to is 50 homes, you guys. So 50 homes, it's going to cost you $2.63 per piece. All right. Because it's custom. You're looking at $131 a month investment to mail this to 50 people in your sphere of influence every single month. All right. So to me, that's a no-brainer. That is the one thing that you should be doing. All right.
And you can actually have multiple sphere reports. So like we did Las Vegas luxury, and then we did Henderson luxury report for my SOI. So you can definitely do that, or maybe Clark County, or your county that you're in, maybe do all of that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so what Wendy did is a little bit in the gray of a sphere piece, but I love gray. I love it when you guys come up with great ideas, and I will definitely find ways to do workarounds, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me talk about smart QR codes. So now we're talking about print and tech, right? So we also offer a smart QR code. And the difference between a smart QR code and a regular QR code is that when somebody scans this QR code, you guys will instantly get an email and or a text letting you know that Alvin Newton at 1212 Johnson Street just scanned the QR code. And within that information, we'll also have things like the date that they purchased their home, the equity that they have in their home. All of that information will also show up in that text and or email. So it gives you the opportunity. Let me back up. So they scan it, they're redirected to maybe a landing page on your website, and that could be a home assessment value landing page, right? With a form for them to fill out. Let's say they don't fill the form out. Okay, you're still going to get that text and email letting you know that Alvin Newton at 1212 Johnson Street just scanned the QR code. So that gives you the opportunity to follow up with them how you choose, right? So you're still getting that lead, and you know that they scanned the QR code based on the call to action, which could have been find out the current value of your home in today's market, right? Something of that nature. This smart QR code feature, it's only $89 a month, and that's up to 1,500 homes. So if you guys are doing, a farm of 300 homes, maybe you're doing another farm of 300 homes, it's $89 a month. And that QR code will be put on your marketing pieces every single month. And here's the other cool thing. Let's say that you're farming the neighborhood. Now you got a listing, and now you want to do a just listed postcard or property brochure. That QR code will also go on to the property brochure or postcard, right? So you can use that QR code as many times a month as you want, as long as obviously the pieces are being mailed to your farm, because each QR code is individual to each homeowner. Okay. You guys have any questions on that?
No, that's awesome. Liz has a question though.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. I think Wendy kind of already said this, but just to confirm in my head, since I've sold in different counties, I could upload a list of clients and some brochures, specifically Riverside County and some like LA County for the SOI.
Absolutely. Yeah, you could do that. So like, here's the thing. If you have 50 people, at least 50 people in maybe each one of those counties, you could do 2 separate ones if you wanted to. Right?
Okay,
It's just that, yeah, you could. But like for me, I think I mail mine. I only have like 100 people total in my sphere. So I just mail that piece to everybody. Like, I don't honestly care where they live. I just mail it to them. Because I'm just trying to remind them that I sell real estate. But as far as the data goes, like Riverside County versus, I'm sorry, where was the other area?
Riverside and LA County, because they're 2 different markets.
Yeah.
They're not so similar. That's why.
Yeah, so you could do 2 separate pieces, kind of like what Wendy did. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions on that?
No,
Yeah,
no.
I just feel like you're talking to them better if you say the area they're in. I mean, like the neighborhood ones. Those are
Yeah.
awesome because I live in Seven Hills. I want to know what's going on here. You know what I mean? So yeah, if it's definitely 2 different counties, then that would be ideal.
And you know what, Wendy, I do agree with you on that 100%. I think the reason why, like for my North County, San Diego one,
Mhm.
I have 100 people in my sphere. It absolutely, for me, I have like 3 people that live in San Clemente, and I have 2 that live in Chula Vista, and like 1 or 2 that live in East County. So for that, it just makes no sense to create individual ones just for that. But if I had at least 50 people in each one of those areas, I would definitely do separate ones. It's not going to cost me any more. So I might as well have 3 separate reports for that, right? So I guess it really just depends on the size of your sphere and how many of them are in each little area, right?
Mhm.
Right. And then if any of them get returned, they get returned to us, right? So we can remove them off the list.
So as far as that is a good question, it does not, because it's sorted bulk mail. The only time you can get returned mail is if it's first class. Okay. So it's just one of those things, right? I mean, the one thing that we can do, you guys, is you can request our mailing team to send you. So in other words, like we send the mail out, right? They can tell you what the percentage was that actually hit the home. So like I also mail 2,000 pieces to a farm here in San Diego, Carmel Mountain Ranch. And like last month, my mail rate was like 97.7%. So that's pretty good. It's pretty high actually.
Yeah,
So
that's-
yeah, out of some of those 2,000, there might have been 40 or 50 that didn't get the piece, but I mean, that's
And
just,
And then when you do neighborhoods, like a specific neighborhood, do you send the agent all the names and addresses so that they can also, send stuff to if they want?
yeah, we absolutely do. So we used to not do that, but now we do, right? Because honestly, at the end of the day, guys, you guys can get the addresses if you really wanted to. And I mean, quite frankly, in the beginning, there is a design and setup fee, so you are paying for it. So we definitely will give them to you. But to bring up the addresses, so as far as updating the addresses, that's one thing that we do not automatically do. So in other words, we will update the mailing list once, one time per year. However, if you know that Alvin and Sherry Newton at 1212 Johnson Street just sold their house to Sally and Tim Smith, and you let us know that, we can change it for you, okay? Or I have some clients who have us update their mailing list quarterly. We can do that for you. It's 10 cents per name, okay?
And if you close houses and you're doing your sphere, you can add those into it, right?
For sure. Yeah, we recommend that. Yeah, you could add to your sphere of influence list every single month if you want to. Okay.
John, you have a question?
Yeah, going back to the QR code. So you get a budget of 1,500 QR codes a month for $89, and then you can have it deliver the click to more than one landing page, or just to the same landing page?
Yeah, it would be the same landing page. That's a great question. So once you set up that landing page or the redirect page, it's going to be the same landing page. So the setup fee to do all of this, it is $195. It's a one-time setup fee. If you want to change landing pages, unfortunately, you would have to pay another $195. Okay. Now we do offer, so that's the redirect. We do offer an actual landing page that we create for you. And that's the design and setup fee on that one, or the setup fee on that one's $395. And the difference is you have the smart QR code redirect that would take them to a page you tell us to take them to, versus the landing page that we create. The landing page we create, when they scan that QR code, takes them to the landing page, and it's actually personalized with their name on it. Welcome Alvin and Sherry Newton to your landing page, whatever the verbiage is. And then there's a form on that page for them to fill out to find out the current value of their home. But then there's also 2 additional links on that page per your request that we can drive them to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let me show you guys something here really quick. Let's look at this. Pull this up.
Oh yeah, I want you to show them like the personal, all about you brochure too. What do you call that? What do you guys call that?
Oh, the personal brochure.
Yeah, that you can like take to listing appointments and stuff.
Yeah, I want to show them this first. Can you guys see that? So this is Wendy's 7 Hills automated market report. So as you can see by looking at this, it looks a lot different than the one that I showed you in the presentation, right? So we can work with you guys on any type of design and layout that you want, look and feel. This piece looks really good, right? So for Wendy, she doesn't have to do anything now. We're going to go in every month. We're going to update the data right here. We're going to update the Google map. We're going to update the charts and graphs, and then we're going to print it and mail it to the neighborhood. And one of the things, I don't even know if Wendy knows this, but I hope you do. I hope I told you this. But so what we do, like every couple of months, is we shift this information. So like the data next month may be on the left, and this Google map may be on the right. So we try to rotate those things around just to kind of give it a fresh new look.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, let me pull this out. And then you know Gail DeMarco, right, Wendy?
Yes.
All right, so let me show you. So I'm just going to show you one more just to show you guys like the difference. I'm trying to keep it all EXP here.
I love Gail. She's awesome.
So this is another piece, right? You can tell, you see Gail's looks a little bit different. She actually is doing the hybrid. So as you can see on hers, she has the property she listed on the back, or I'm sorry, the property she sold with the hybrid. And then we have the picture on the cover that represents Blackstone. This is up in Sacramento, California. It's actually Folsom, California, up by Sacramento. And then we have the Google map, and we have the chart, and we have the data right here. Okay. If you're doing the hybrid and you don't have any properties you've listed or sold, typically what we'll put on the back are the charts and graphs, or maybe just some other verbiage that we have for that particular month. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. So like say, I do get some listings and sales inside Seven Hills. Can you convert to the hybrid later?
You can always upgrade. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. But so here's the thing. So with the automated market report, right? So again, 300 homes for $477 a month. That includes postage, by the way. The piece for the automated market report, you guys, starts at $1.19 per piece plus postage. Postage on average is right around 40 cents. So you're looking at about $1.59 per piece. So for 300 homes, again, it's going to be around $477 a month. Versus if you were doing like a custom market report, just to show you the difference. The custom market report would cost you $615 a month, right? So you're saving yourself a little over $150 a month doing the automated market report. But the whole idea is you're doing the automated market report, which you're touching that neighborhood every single month, branding yourself as the neighborhood expert. Now, let's say it's month 4 and you take a listing. You should definitely be doing an additional piece that month, like a just listed postcard or a just listed property brochure, and mailing that into the neighborhood. Because what that's doing now is you're giving that additional touch, but you're also showing that potential seller how you would market their home if they were to list with you. I have a guy here in San Diego. He's been with our company longer than I've worked here for. And he mails to every single building in downtown San Diego. He does a market report for every single building. When he takes a listing in that building, okay, so let me back up. So he mails a market report every single month into the building. When he takes a listing in the building, he mails a just listed 4-page property brochure, not a postcard, a 4-page property brochure. And then when he sells the unit, he mails a just sold postcard. So there's some months he's hitting one building 3 times with mailers. All right. And this gentleman, Greg Newman, with Newman and Newman, he spent like $350,000 with us last year. Out of that spend, he made over $5 million in commissions. Now, again, I know I'm throwing a large number out there. Greg's been doing this for almost 17 years, you guys. And when he started out with 3 buildings in downtown San Diego. Now he's doing all 67. So again, it's long-term. You have to look at the long-term investment here. Right. I'm sorry. What did you want me to talk about, Wendy, after that?
The personal brochure that you can take to listing appointments and stuff.
The personal brochure. Yes. I don't think I have a picture of one to show you guys.
Let me
See here. You know what? I apologize. I don't have a photo on here to show you. So I'll explain it to you. So we create what we call a pre-listing book. All right. So that pre-listing book is something that we design for you to take with you on a listing appointment, or to drop off a day or 2 before you go on the listing appointment. And that book talks about you. It talks about the broker you work for. It talks about how you market homes. All of that good stuff put together in one nice package. And again, you take that with you on your listing appointment, right? And the cool thing about that book is a lot of people will ask me, well, do you have a CMA? Well, no, we don't do a CMA in that, because that would take way too much time to do for each property. But the whole idea is you guys could always do your regular CMA and then put it inside of the book as you're going through the listing presentation. I'm looking around my desk here. I want to see if I have a live example of one. Did we do one for you, Wendy?
No, it's on my list, but I don't have one yet. So,
Yeah, I apologize, you guys. I can, if anybody's interested, I'd be more than happy though to send you like a PDF example of our pre-listing book. And then we also do
right here.
personal.
I got it. Personal and referral brochures, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here, let me go here, put this in the chat. You can pull it up in the chat. Here's that.
If you guys don't, you know what? I can grab one really quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Maybe somebody will think of a question really quick.
All right. Is Alexandra, is that a postcard? Is what a postcard? The personal one? It's also a 4-page brochure. It's pretty.
No,
crazy.
it's when he showed us yours. I was a little bit confused. Was that the 4-pager? You know,
Yeah,
when he-
that's a 4-page
Okay.
full size brochure that's gonna go out.
And that was just what was on the inside of it, how you did yours.
No, that was actually, so it was shrunk down, but one was the first page, and then you have inside and the inside and then the back. So
Okay.
it's actually a page this big folded in half, and it's a 4-page.
Got it. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
So here's kind of a visual of the size of the book. Of course, it's the worst one I could find, but anyways, you guys get the idea. So when you open this up, right, it's really nice and big, and it talks about you, talks about your brokerage, and they're, you know, anywhere from 16 to 24 pages long. All right.
Yeah. It's very cool. I know,
Yeah.
I got to see it in person, and it was awesome. So
Yeah, and then we also offer, so the whole idea with this book is, right, you take this with you on the listing appointment, or again, you drop it off a day or two before you go on the listing appointment. And when you're at the appointment, let's just say, for example, they don't sign the agreement with you or the contract with you while you're there. So the whole idea is we also have what we call a personal brochure, which is a trifold brochure, which is kind of like a mini version of this, or a business card on steroids is what I like to call it. So what you do is you hand them that personal brochure and take your book back, because the last thing you want to do is to leave them with the book, especially if they're interviewing other agents. But hey, if they sign the agreement and they want to keep the book, let them keep it, because they're probably going to show it to you know, friends, family, and whatnot. So that's the whole idea behind this book.
Those are ordered in bulk and mailed to us, or
Yes.
they go on. Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so basically when you on the first order, it's a minimum of 6 books. So you'll get 6 on the first order. Right.
right. This is the so what we shared in the chat. I'm taking you out. I'm adding this one and share screen. This is what it's gonna look like. So this is the link in the chat. This is where you're going to get all the good stuff, right? So you'll be able to learn more about the market reports, automated personal sphere, listing presentation packages. So you can get a package for your listing, and boom, there's everything right there. And they're really nice. So like, I really like the size of these, you know, so delivering like these to neighbors instead of a postcard is huge. And then your smart QR code right there. So then it kind of takes you through like what their stuff looks like. So definitely click there, schedule a free consultation with Alvin, and then put me down here in the referral program, Tech Tuesday, so that he knows where you guys came from.
Yeah, thanks, Wendy. And you know, and for all of you guys that do put the Tech Tuesday or Wendy in there, you guys will actually get a $300 discount off of your design fee, one-time design and setup fee, on if you do a monthly market report. So the design and setup fee is $595. So you guys are saving $300 if you put Wendy in there or Tech Tuesday in there. All right, I'll honor that anytime.
I have
Awesome.
a question, if I may. I've never done farming like this, but do you guys help with, I guess there's like if it's a good neighborhood with choosing in terms of turnover, or that's something I have to figure out on my own?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. Yes, I will definitely help you with that. The only thing that I ask, like, I have a lot of agents who will say, well, can you just tell me what's a good neighborhood? And I mean, honestly, that's really hard for me to do because I live in San Diego, California. So I don't know your neighborhoods like you know them. So all I ask is that you guys send me one or two or three neighborhoods you're interested in, and then I can look them up for you. I can get you turnover ratio, and I can let you know my opinion and if I think it's a good neighborhood for you to be farming to. Absolutely. I just need to know what neighborhoods they are.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Anybody else have any more questions? We have all the links in the chat, so grab them. If you want the replay, make sure you fill out the form. If you want to join me in the Tech Tuesday VIP room, we are going to be talking about how to get organic traffic going to your Google My Business page. So we're going to do a deep dive into Google My Business. So hope to see you there. And
I have one question.
Yes.
Yes, good morning. This is an awesome presentation again. He was talking about that pre-listing brochure to drop it off 2 or 3 days or on the day of the listing appointment. But he was also saying that if you don't get the listing agreement signed, to take that away from them and just give them the other trifold. Is that correct? Did I listen to that?
Yeah, yeah, no, that's good. So here's the thing, right? Yeah, I mean, I get it sounds kind of rude, but
yeah,
right. But at the end of the day, if they're not going to sign the agreement, if you can very nicely take your book back, you just offer them, here's a mini version of this listing presentation. You hand them your personal brochure, and then you just take the book back if you can. I mean, you don't want to be uncomfortable, of course.
yeah.
Right. I'm not saying that. It's just that, obviously, if they're not signing the agreement with you, more than likely they're interviewing other agents. So kind of the last thing you want is for them to show these other agents your marketing material. That's all I really meant by that.
Okay.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
No, but hey, if they really want it, I mean, just let them keep it, It's just a strategy. And not only that, you guys are paying for these books. So they're
Thank you so much.
They're $49.95 a book. Which is
so what you're saying is don't get on the rug and wrestle with them.
Exactly. Yes.
Start swinging.
Yes.
Oh my God. All right. Very
Send them
good.
a bill for $4.95.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alvin, for coming and spending your time with us. I really appreciate it. And I can't wait to get these out. Next is Sphere. So we're working on the Sphere right now. So
I'm excited. Thank you so much, Wendy. And thank you all for joining. And you guys all have a happy Thanksgiving, okay?
All right. You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Go have some pie, guys. Lots and lots of, I'm just kidding. Wendy Nichols on the call, and she's a nutritionist, so she's probably gonna yell at me for saying that. But hey, I haven't had pie in like 90 days. I am having pie with a ton of Cool Whip.
I'm having pie.
Oh, good. See, now I don't feel so guilty. Awesome. All right. Does anybody else have any other questions before we take off? Isn't that cool though? Like I love that. And I know there's a lot of different companies that do it, but when I was able to actually feel it and touch it, those reports are really nice. So, and it's something we should definitely get in front of all of our past clients and hopefully some new clients, right? So, and I was very impressed by the cost of it when I added up 7 Hills plus all of my Sphere. It was, I know, don't freak, but it was under $1,000 a month. But I think it's going to be worth it. Like just getting one listing will pay for that, for a year. So, anyway, so get started on that, and I'm going to go get ready in the VIP room. We're going to be talking about Google My Business and things that you could do organically to drive people to your Google page. So anyway, have a great day, you guys. Happy Thanksgiving, and let me know if you need anything. That's what we're here for. Have a good day. Bye.